Greetings, back with another one. Um, I had no idea that they were rebooting King of the Hill. King of the Hill, one of my all-time favorite television programs. Like my personal favorite was Married with Children. That's my favorite sitcom ever. But, King of the Hill is up there with it. I just love all of those. Those shows that played throughout the '90s and stuff like that. I mean, just the jokes and also the messages and the lot of the values and it was a lot to learn from the show. So I mean, you had a great laugh, but it was a lot to learn as well. But my goodness, man, I did not know they were rebooting King of the Hill, and I just think pulling those shows from that time into the modern era. I mean, anything's possible. It can't be done because I know that because there's still people of my generation who grew up with those shows and they still love them. But of course, you just got people who just ready to shut down anything. But I'm gonna get ahead of myself. I just want to read this article and see what they're talking about. But it says King of the Hills reboot first official image has some fans feeling deeply uncomfortable about its modern character. So let me get into this. The long-awaited King of the Hill reboot is finally coming to Hulu this year. And now, with the first look image of the animated series showing off a modernized Hank Hill and his friends, fans aren't too sure what to make of the revamped characters and are worried the beloved show is now ruined. The animated sitcom created by Mike Judge and Greg, excuse me, Greg Daniels, who also co-created The Simpsons and South Park, premiered all the way back in 1997 and finally concluded in 2009. King of the Hill follows the lives of Hank Hill, a propane salesman, his wife Peggy, their son Bobby, and their niece Luann, as well as Hill's neighbors Dale Gribble, Bill Dotrieve, and Boomhauer. Dang old Boomhauer. In the fictional town of Arlen, Texas, the series ran from 13 seasons and a total of 259 episodes, making it one of the most popular animated shows of its time. And even to this day, it has amassed a huge cult following. The adult comedy was even named by Time Magazine in its 2007 list of 100 greatest TV shows of all time. Well deserved. Where it went on to win two Emmy awards. I didn't know they won it. I didn't know it won awards. Married with Children ran for 11 years and never got an award for anything. I didn't know that about King of the Hill. With the hosts of celebrity guests like Snoop Dogg, Alan Rickman, Reese Witherspoon, and Johnny Depp, it will be exciting to see if Hulu will bring special stars of King of the Hill's revival too. As fans of the show wait to see if Hank Hill will still be selling his beloved propane and his and if Bobby is still an annoying, awkward teenager, followers have a few concerns after seeing King of the Hill's newest poster. I didn't see it. And it says King of the Hill's first image shows modernized characters, but fears it has been ruined. Okay. After more than 15 years since the last episode aired, Hulu has shared a first look at King of the Hill reboot with a brand new poster. The upcoming revival is set to premiere this summer, with original co-creators Mike Judge and Greg Daniels taking the steering wheel yet again. Although Hulu is keeping the show's story details close to its heart, for the time being, many of the voice actors are set to reprise their roles, including Mike Judge as Hank Hill, Kathy Najimy as Peggy, and Pamela Outerland as Bobby. And for the longest time, I didn't know that a woman voiced Bobby. For the longest time, I didn't. I found that out, some time ago. And Stephen Root as Bill. Sadly, Brittany Murphy, who provided the voice of Luann, passed away back in 2009. Yeah, I remember that. Which means that her character may not return to the show, which is stupid. Luann was a big part of King of the Hill. I mean, you can't leave Luann out of it. Just like I said. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's sad that Brittany Murphy is gone, but just find somebody else who can kind of capture that twang that Luann had. I mean, you got a lot of talented actors out there who can do it. Just find somebody else. Don't leave Luann out. You can't. Or she could be voiced by somebody else. Yes, yeah. They have to keep her. You got to keep Luann in there. Lucky, who was played by music legend Tom Petty, also won't return as the iconic singer passed away in 2017. Yeah. So I mean, that, like I said, you could update some of the the characters, the sub celebrities and stuff like that. That's fine. It's wait a minute. Yeah. As with any iconic TV show that's been brought back from the dead, its fans will always have concerns about whether it will still be as good as it was before. After seeing King of the Hill's most recent poster, which shows Bill ordering food from a delivery service, Dale using a vape and trying out a VR headset, and Boomhauer reading from a tablet, followers of the series are worried about whether the characters will adapt well to a modern society, and if this new change will take away what made the show so popular to begin with. Okay, yeah, that's just is what he says. Okay, but it's going to be ruined. Asked one fan under the show's new poster on X. As another expressed, Disney better not ruin King of the Hill because I like the show. This already looks awful. A third fan pointed out, while another commented Dale wouldn't vape and he wouldn't put on a VR headset. He wouldn't put a VR headset on, and I already know this is going to be ish. Me personally, I mean, honestly, you don't have to reboot it. Just put the show on Hulu. Put the original show on Hulu, honestly, because this is what I mean. Like what they do in modern times now, they just take an IP that's already been established. Because, like I said, it's not like here's the thing: if King of the Hill was ongoing, like how the Simpsons were, the Simpsons is still ongoing. It'd be different because the Simpsons was able to move with the times and stuff. Like I haven't watched the Simpsons in over a decade, so I don't know the quality of the show anymore. But I know South. I haven't seen South Park either, but I think South Park is probably that last bastion of just not giving a crap. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who created the show, they don't give a crap, and they go after everybody. So I mean, South Park stood his ground, but I just don't know if King of the Hill. I can understand. I'm with the fans on this. I think it may not be a good thing. Probably it may not be a smart thing to for Mike Judge and Greg Daniels to reboot it by doing modern stuff. I mean, I would just take the original series and just throw it on Hulu, man. And for the younger generation who appreciates it and likes it for what it is, they'll like it. And if modern audience who may not like it or make it think it's too offensive or whatever, then they don't have to watch it. So I think they're better off going that route. But let me just continue reading and now continue to add my 31 cents like I always do. Even though some fans have been skeptical of the concept of the show coming in 2025 due to the modern trend of reviving every show, what is this? It seems as though the characters made know and love will be given a new lease of life that could work very well with its audience of today. Given that the image shows that the King of the Hill's creators have taken the time and effort to hone off characters' personalities to showcase their traits, it it gives many hope that the beloved show will still be respected and honored. Like I say, if you feel that you have to change any idiosyncrasy, any personality trait in these characters, then don't do it. If Hank is not who he was as we know who he was, or Peggy and Bobby and stuff like that, like all like John Redcorn and was it Nancy and Bill and Boomhauer and Dale, like I said, if you have to change any of these characters, then don't do it. Then don't do it. I mean, because I just think when it comes to like modern writing, you shouldn't have to tiptoe around stuff just so you don't offend people. And just because, like I said, I mean, the way life works, it is just that not everybody's gonna agree with you do. Like you can't, like I said, you can't. I just think that your best effort is not to try to please everybody, because if you try to please everybody, then as a result you end up pleasing no one. So I think that Chris Judge and Greg Daniels, they should just maintain these characters for who they are and what they do and their core values and beliefs and how they behaved on the show in the past. Keep them the way that they are. I mean it's just because like what they said. I mean, was 2007 like King of the Hill finished up 2009 or something like that. So I just don't know. I mean, maybe a movie, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't think. I don't know. I just don't know if it will work because for my generation, we want these characters to be who they are, and you know, there may be people of my generation who didn't see it back in the day who may enjoy it. Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm just putting my hands up because I don't know. I mean, this is kind of shocking that Chris Judge and Greg Daniels is trying to reboot this. I think they should just yeah. I mean, I think they should just put the original series on there on Hulu and just let a new generation absorb it the way that they see fit. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to modernize it. I really don't think you have to. Beavis and Butthead and stuff like that. Just those shows in the '90s and stuff like that in the very early 2000s. Just leave them the way that they are. Because I don't. Here's the thing: you can change these characters drastically, and I guess a newer audience may like them. But I'm telling you, the original fans are not gonna like it. They are gonna hate it if you do super drastic changes to any of these characters in the core of the show. The original fans are not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it, and just I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna watch it because I'm not on Hulu and stuff like that. If I want to watch King of the Hill, I'm just gonna watch the original series as intended. But I'm sure there are gonna be fans out there who's gonna keep up with this and see what Mike Judge and Chris Daniels does with it. But I can understand why the fans are kind of like skeptical and don't think this is gonna work. And like I said, you don't have to appeal. Like I said, when it's something that comes out that came out back then, you don't have to appeal to a modern audience. You don't. I mean, like I said, here's the thing. But take me for example. I love old films. I love watching old Hitchcock films, old Turner Classic films, black and white and stuff like that. And there was a lot of stuff that you saw in those films that probably won't be accepted by audience today. But you still have people like me. Those films were way before my time, but I enjoyed them anyway. So when it comes to entertainment, entertainment is universal. It doesn't particularly belong to one generation because, like I said, I mean, you could like stuff that's way before your time. So I think that and I don't know if Chris and Greg are the ones who are saying that we got to make these changes or we are open to making changes. I don't know if it's those two saying it particularly, but I think they should have a little bit more belief in the viewership in the viewers who will like the show originally for what it was, because you got people like me who like all the old stuff. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of older souls, I guess to say, out there. A lot of people who got old hearts out there who can appreciate the earlier time. Say I love Sanford and Son. I love Fred Sanford and Archie Bunker, all in the family. Like, different strokes. Said that stuff was before my time, but I liked all that stuff. The good times and stuff like that. I liked all that stuff. I wasn't offended by it and stuff like that, but that's just me. But I still think that you have Gen Zers and Gen Alphas who might appreciate stuff like this, who doesn't take everything too seriously, who's not offended by everything. I do believe that you have younger people who will watch, and who knows, they may have been of younger fans watching the original King of the Hills, the original trilogy or the series, and loved it. So who knows, man? Who knows who really enjoys this stuff, and who knows what generation they may be from. But yeah, man, I don't. I just think that I think that Judge and Daniels. I think those guys should just yeah, man, just put the original series on Hulu and just see who absorbs it and who doesn't, man. Uh, but like I said, this is news to me. I just found this out. This is crazy. This was published 5 days ago. I'm just finding this out now. Oh man, but yeah, man, another one for the archives. 31 cents added. It's your brother Bleak signing out. Until next time, you guys. Us.